Yep, we're live and everything is perfect. So
Okay,
I'll let you get started here.
great. Well, no, long time no see.
Yeah, I think it was
So,
March. March was our last one.
yeah, yeah, probably because it's been quite well. um, I don't know. Did you play any over the world tournaments during this time?
Since March. Oh,
Since we last
I
met?
guess I did, but I think I talked to you about it, but we didn't have a lesson since then.
Yeah,
But
I think it was after our last
it
lesson
was
because I can't
April.
remember.
It was Easter. Yeah, it was Easter, and there was
Yeah, so it was,
I played in the under 1700 section. And in my section alone, there were, I think, just over 100 players, which is
wow,
crazy for
yeah,
one section. And that was not even the lowest section. That was like 1200 to 1700, I think. And there were over 100 players. Anyways, I was having a good tournament, and then I was on board number one, playing for first place. And if I had won that game, I would have won clear first. I would have had trophy, prize money, everything. But
yeah, I remember now.
yeah, and that player is underrated. Like the next tournament, he became like 1850, I think. It was just like a month later, which is, and
That happened a lot.
I actually had an equal position with him. But anyways, yeah, that was my last tournament, and then I have another tournament in exactly a week from now. Sorry,
Oh,
throat's already acting up. Um, but yeah, I have a tournament in a week from now. That's an open. So it'll be like a 100 player open, and then I have a tournament that I registered to in October. Um, so yeah, I've got two coming up.
great. So you're coming back. You're also coming back.
Yeah,
We're both coming back at the same time, I
yeah.
think. um, so I went through your games. Um, you still, I'm glad to see that you still play a lot of classical and rapid. Um, and yeah, some trends are still there. I see that you get great positions because your opening prep is still sound. uh, but yeah, sometimes what I notice is that you lack punch to just put the game away, which is normal, but it's something to work on. I really like this particular game. Um, it's against BB Knights. I'm in the game
Ooh,
study. I don't know. Yeah,
yeah.
you're
I'm
watching.
in there. Yeah, yeah. That's a recent.
I
That's a recent game, I think.
yeah, it's kind of recent. I mean, I have many games to choose from because we haven't seen each other in a long while. But I decided to choose one that's not so old, so that you might
Remember
well
it.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so it was a Najdorf. Bad choice from your opponent if he knew that you're well prepared.
Was this H5?
um, yeah, it's the
Okay.
H5 variation. Exactly. Um, but I presume you have of this quite well covered. Bishop b6, f3. I have to say honestly that your opponent is also quite knowledgeable. Because playing h5 here, I know it's quite a central variation, but for the rating is this is good prep. Um, Queen d2, knight d7, all of this is quite natural. b5, knight d5 against the most theoretical. The opponent takes with the knight, which makes sense. Pawn takes, bishop f5. All of this is um, well normal, and you play a very interesting move. Bishop d3 has been played a couple of times, which is I guess fine, but you play knight a5. Um, and here opponent plays rook c8, which for one thing it looks natural, but it does have a flaw. What do you think the problem is?
Well, first of all, maybe can you hide the moves from me?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, well, I guess I could actually do that myself too, or can I?
Sorry,
Okay.
it just takes me back to now.
So rook c8 he played. Well, I mean, obviously, the main reason I play knight a5, which is very thematic, is to pop it onto c6, and that's the benefit of trading on d5. You get the pawn on d5 as an anchor, and then you put the knight on c6. Yeah, I mean, rook c8 is often an idea, like rook c8, queen c7, but I am going to be hitting his queen right away. I was expecting, I was really, I mean, I was thinking a lot before I played these moves, and normally knight b6 from black is a plan, and then often white will actually have to give up the dark squared bishop, especially if there's also a knight on f6. There's no choice but to take on b6, I think. And so in some variations, white will even play queen f2 just to prevent knight b6. But yeah, I was expecting knight b6 here. So when he played rook c8, I was pretty happy because then I can kind of play knight c6 with extra time to still deal with defending d5.
Yeah. One thing about the rook c8 is that there's nothing to prevent that. Well, maybe you can't fully prevent knight c6, but you have to fight against it in some way because it's clearly white's plan. And rook c8 adds nothing to it. I mean, it's not flexible, to say the least. I mean, queen c7 is a move you're going to make it. And at least against knight c6, you can still play knight b8, I believe. And if knight a5, well, you might just repeat. And you don't need the rook on c8 for that. I mean, rook c8 is kind of an automatic move that you make here. And the problem is knight c6 comes quickly, then you exchange the light square bishop, and you kind of take over. This is really hard for black, really, because you have to be accurate. There is knight b6. I'm not entirely sure about it right now. How do you follow this up?
As black or as white?
As white.
It's hard because there's a lot of very similar but slightly different positions. I seem to recall that not right away, but often c4 is a idea, but I've never been comfortable with that because it just, especially with the bishop on f5, it might not work with the bishop on f5. But it's in the back of my mind.
Have to get rid of this first.
Yeah, but it's in the back of my mind because there are certainly at least a couple variations where c4 is an idea. But it might be when the knight is on f6 instead of the bishop on f5.
Most likely, yeah. You're probably going to jump in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost for sure. Queen c7. You might well consider giving this bishop and playing bishop d3. I mean, I don't think he can get away with exchanging this bishop. Likely that he has to go back to d7.
Or maybe, what about taking on b6 and then c4?
C4, well, c4 is... I mean, what's the goal?
I don't really know, but I do know in some positions it's playable. I've never liked it myself, as I say.
In this case, I think you're opening yourself up too much.
I don't like it. I feel naked.
I mean, this king being stuck in the center for now, what do you think you should do?
I guess open up the center.
Yeah, you probably should. F4 is an idea, of course.
Yeah, I was just
I don't know
looking
if
at
right
that.
now or
I was just looking at that, and then I was trying to deal with e4.
yeah, that's why you probably want to play bishop d3.
I was just
first.
going to say, yeah, to prep it with bishop d3 maybe. Then maybe even take out, yeah.
This is a big decision for black. This is not easy. Would you trade if you were black?
Probably go to d7.
Yeah, this is tough for him. I mean, if he trades, it's kind of a simple situation where this bishop has no targets. It's quite bad.
And
this
he can
knight
never, yeah, he can never do anything to undermine d5 forever if he
Yeah,
gets rid of that
and
bishop.
yeah, and now it looks extremely dangerous. Maybe bishop b7. I don't know. You can even leave this knight here for the time being. I don't know if f4 is well, yeah, it really looks like it is. Yeah, I think black is already in a very shaky situation.
We might have to take on c6 here.
Yeah, it looks dangerous though. Takes. And you might get a hold of that pawn here because do you think you can take? You think black can take that?
I don't know. I'm looking at queen c6, bishop e4, queen takes e4, and then rook h e1. And then let's just say queen, I don't know, g6. And then I guess fe. Did I miss something?
Rook here, queen fe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still can do it. Yeah, no, you still can do it. Probably queen g6 is not
Okay.
the move. Probably you need to go back to c6. So I guess if takes c, you can play d5, most likely.
What fe and then d5?
Yeah, I mean, queen takes.
Yeah.
If bishop e4, queen takes e4, rook a e1, maybe queen c6.
Yeah.
So if
and then
f takes
fe
c,
and then d5. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, then maybe you don't need to sack the bishop. I mean, if it's not immediately obvious that you win, queen takes c6 looks really dangerous. I mean, rook, bishop e4, I don't know if it works here. It looks like it doesn't because he goes back here. But f takes c just leaves you with a very nice position. I mean, now if pawn takes, what? You're winning right away there. Yeah, if d takes c, you have a tactic.
I guess bishop e4, and then if queen e4, then we have mate on d7.
Yeah, exactly. You can't take because bishop e4, and either you lose the rook or you allow this. It's totally open. The king is still in the center. This is a dangerous situation. Sorry, going back to where we started. Probably he has to play queen c7 and try to fight the knight off. Otherwise, I don't see how he's going to unravel here. It's really tricky, and rook c8 is not helping. You play well here. Knight c6, queen c7, and bishop d3. And I think you have a clear advantage now. This is easily going to go wrong for him if you get the this move f4 in. And look how different this is now. He plays knight d8, but he spent the full tempo.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah.
And knight b8 is, I mean, if knight b8 is a mistake, which it is most likely.
Yeah, what's good?
Yeah, that means his position is quite shaky already, because otherwise you have to live with this here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking great. I mean, knight b8 is natural. What do you think he should play here instead?
Resign. Yeah, it's hard to find a move. I don't know, bishop e7 maybe, and then castle, and then get f5 in.
Yeah, that's the problem. Even if you play bishop e7, you don't get to castle immediately afterwards.
Yeah, because the bishop's hanging. Yeah.
Maybe you do need to something.
Yeah,
like
or
that,
bishop e7, king f8, and then well, even so, then yeah, I don't know. Maybe goes back to knight b6.
Knight b6.
Yeah, then you can go into c5 maybe.
Yeah, most likely you're going to take and forget all about it, and then I play f4. It really looks.
I can't find a great move for black.
Yeah, it's tough. Probably bishop e7 or g6 to play bishop g7, but it's ugly. I mean, as things are, this is really promising to you. Now maybe this is a plan to play c4. I don't know. To consolidate that knight. That could be an idea. But also opening up the king side looks promising. Black is black needs to try and unravel and kind of castle, but castling is always hard because of this. Knight b8 is natural, and now there was a move that was really strong according to the engine, because I checked this, and knight a7 apparently was a strong move. Yeah, I mean, really hard to play, to be honest. There is a point to it. I mean, the knight is actually defended, and you get to play f4 afterwards anyway. And you keep the knight alive, and every time he moves this, there's knight c6. So, I mean, unnatural as it looks, it does have a point. Knight takes b8 is not the strongest, but it is also fine. And you played well. I like this. You have to do it right now. Otherwise, black is going to be fine. I mean, that you have to take the chance now. Otherwise, he will play g6, bishop g7, and he will be able to take with the bishop. That will be it for your advantage. And now e takes f. Do you remember what you played here?
Oh, I remember this. On this move, I thought for a long time, like a really long time, I could not decide between queen e4 and bishop f4. Like, I really thought about it. If you watch my clock, I probably spent maybe 4 or 5 minutes on it.
Yeah.
And it was...
That's why it was interesting.
Yeah, and it was such a coin flip. It was like I couldn't quite decide. I think I ended up taking with the bishop, but I think my instinct was right that it should have been queen e4, and I'm trying to remember why. Oh, I think there is a reason why, and I think it's like it's night and day, the evaluation, if I remember correctly. I think it's like slightly better if I take on f4 now, and if queen e4, I think it's just like +3 or thereabouts.
There is another option that's actually plus. I don't know if 3, but it's...
Oh, another one other than queen e4? Yeah, because I wasn't thinking about anything else. Those were the only two.
f4, I mean, the pawn on f4 is definitely not your priority. Again, as your opponent plays rook c8, probably without thinking much about it because it's just a natural move, the temptation of taking right away on f4 is it's quite important. It's hard to fight against.
Actually, no, the funny thing was, honestly, I didn't even, like, I had this on stream, this game, but I didn't really want the pawn. I didn't care about the pawn. I wanted to go after the king because its king is just sitting duck. So that's why I thought for so long on it, because I'm like, the pawn just slow me down. I want to go straight for the king. That's why I was thinking queen e4. But then
Okay, then
yeah.
putting yourself in your opponent's shoes, how is he going to continue if he wants to get this king out of here?
Well, bishop e7 or queen e7.
Okay.
Probably bishop e7 so he doesn't get like skewered.
Yeah, because if he plays queen e7, then he's not going to castle anyway. And the e file is already open, so that will be dangerous to say the least. So the plan is bishop e7 and castle, emergency castle before a rook comes to e1. So how do you prevent bishop e7 right now? Because queen e4 doesn't really do anything against this.
Yeah, I think my idea with queen e4 was to take on f4 was the queen. So I think I was planning like queen e4, queen f4, bishop d4, something like that.
So queen e4, bishop e7, sorry, queen takes f4.
And then eventually like bishop d4. I was thinking something like that.
Oh. Yeah, maybe bishop f6 right away so that we have something against this. Let's move. He's going to castle. You can actually
maybe bishop d4 right away, and then if bishop e7, we take on g7.
Excellent. This move keeps the king right here. That king is stuck forever.
Yeah, that's a nice patient move. Karpovian move there. Yeah.
And it's on the diagonal it's supposed to be. And this bishop is a killer. Now I don't see what he's going to do against this or this. You have to choose which rook. Probably doesn't matter that much. And
I'd go with the D rook. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one might come to the file. Yeah, this looks terrible for him. I think it's probably losing already.
Yeah, this is where like psychologically, if you're black, like in a tournament, like you don't want to play anymore. Like what do you got to play for, right? It's just like it's agonizing for black.
This is what's hard to play of playing the Sicilian, especially this sharp Najdorf. I mean, what did black do wrong?
Well, h5, this is part of the punishment, I think. This is the setback of h5. Yeah, it stops me from my English attack of f3, g4, but at a great concession where your king is going to be stuck in the middle for a while.
Yeah, and you have to be extra accurate because really what black did wrong was rook c8, which is, I mean, if that's a wrong move, this is really a hard defense to play. And then, the other moves might be a bit inaccurate, but it's really hard to play from that point on. And here you're just killing him. Bishop d4 is... I don't even imagine how he's going to continue this. And bishop b7 is impossible. You just take and play queen h7. Guess that's it. Bishop takes you play bishop takes f4 actually, and this gives him the time to run. You're okay, of course, but not nearly. This is not nearly as good as bishop d4, of course. He's kind of off the hook here. This is really strange from him. I don't get how you leave this king here. This is totally a mystery to me.
It's just hoping I'm going to, go here or something. That's what, I think it's a hope chess move that he'll get a checkmate.
That's exactly hope chess.
Yeah.
Said it. I don't see another reason, really. I mean, really, you're not scared of this?
Yeah.
But you play rook h1, bishop e7. And now this is a move that really puzzled me. First of all, what should you play now?
I see that in the result I ended up losing the game, so I'm wondering what happened.
It's a shame I didn't see your stream. I didn't know you actually streamed this one.
I stream all my almost all my classical games. Yeah.
Oh, well, the classic. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sometimes, like today, I will play in the morning or during the day, but I'm kind of working at the same time. Like, so I'm not really that focused. But yeah, mostly I stream them. So I mean, what did I
exploit this? It's about to castle.
Yeah, I probably played Rook D2, trying to double up.
I wish you had played that.
Oh,
But again, put yourself in your opponent's shoes. Imagine you're playing black here, you're suffering, you feel like you're in hell almost because this is...
Oh, maybe I might have played Queen D2 is what I might have played.
I also wish you had played that.
I didn't play Queen D2?
No. No. But let's focus on what you should play.
Well, okay. Well, that's the reason I'm spitting out those moves is because if I had Queen on D2, I'm defending against mate, but I'm also threatening Rook E7.
Yeah, but what if your opponent just castles? What he's going to do anyway? You have to prevent him from castling.
Yeah, I see my problem, like my instinct when I see this position is to play something like Queen E4, like to double up in the E file. But the problem is there's a mate threat on C2. So to me, it's kind of pointless to play Queen E4.
Exactly. He still castles and you can't take on E7.
Yeah.
You're right. Another natural...
Maybe Bishop G5 then. Bishop G5. And then his only way to defend is F6, and then I go into G6.
Yeah. If he has to play something went extremely wrong. Bishop G5, yeah. This is the candidate that has to be... Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too strong. F6, absolutely only move. Queen G6, and that's it. You have him in the center forever with the light squares completely open. This should be a total disaster. You just go back somewhere. I don't know. F4,
oh yeah, I remember now. Like when I analyzed it with the computer, that the queen can just sit there because it's defending C2.
Yeah. You're still operating on the same diagonal. I don't know where you go back here. Maybe D2. Probably doesn't matter that much. This is still... I mean, it's a permanent and huge position advantage. There's no way he connects the rooks anymore. Just a matter of you.
I wonder if you could almost just play Rook D2 here, and if he takes on G5,
then Rook E1.
Yeah, or even Rook F1. Possibly Rook F1, and then could we go into here? I don't know if that works.
Yeah, he's probably going to play Bishop F6.
I was just okay, right.
It's only idea. Rook E2, F takes G. Rook F1, Bishop F6 is not so clear, I think. And if Rook D2 E1,
yeah,
I think there's only one defense. What do you think? Let's see. Rook E2, F takes G. Rook D E1. What does black play?
So Rook E2, FG, Rook D E1.
Looks critical, right?
I guess.
I think he's still defense.
I guess Rook E8.
Rook E8. Well, that might be one, but oh no, that loses on the spot. Because the bishop can't really move from E7.
Then we just go Queen F5 check.
Well, then he goes king g8.
Yeah, but then I can take on e8.
Well, if you go queen f5, then you can't take.
No, but the rooks are doubled up.
But I mean, with the rook here
Yeah.
already,
Yeah, then I go
black
here.
has taken, then rook e8. If you play queen f5 check, I go here.
Yeah. Oh.
And the bishop is still on it.
Oh, right. Right. No, but I still just take though. Oh, no, never mind. I see. And I can't go queen. It's not enough to go queen e6 because his he can just go back.
But
And
now you notice that the queen is hitting the rook, and this bishop can't move, and you have two rooks here. Maybe you only need one, because bishop f6 is not going to be possible. So if rook e8.
Oh, I see. Then I can just go rook e1 or even rook f2, or rook f1 or rook f2 check.
Yeah, exactly. He drops the rook, and if he plays bishop f6, you checkmate.
Well, it has to be with the rook, right? Has to.
Yeah.
Because then otherwise he'll go king h7. Yeah.
So we have rook e2, f takes g, rook d2 e1, rook e8 just loses. But there's one move that saves black, and probably a little more than that.
Ooh. Rook. Oh wait, no. Rook h6.
Excellent. I think it's the only move, and I think it's enough actually to defend rook h6.
It's funny because I wouldn't actually. I mean, this would be like a secondary choice, my my rook e2. But I don't know. Sometimes I look at those first just because I'm not sure.
It's fine because it could be devastating. I mean, if black doesn't have this resource at the end of the line, rook e2 will be completely crushing. I mean, this threat is extremely strong. Were it not for this, they're just winning. But rook h6 is powerful. And yeah, I guess queen f5, just go rook f6 and still hitting the queen. So still tricky, but definitely something went wrong here. So you have to look for something else.
Yeah, I mean, the simpler would just be to like bishop f4.
Yeah,
I mean that's what I would play, but I sometimes I look at the weirder moves first for some reason, which is something I'm actually working on avoiding because it's not an efficient way of calculating.
This is quite forcing. I mean, this is quite forcing in this case, so it makes sense. Once you see rook h6, you can give it up. But it's a move that's actually doing something, so there's something to be said for it. But yeah, going back to d2 or to f4, I'm not certain which one I would choose, but all of them look more.
I definitely go to f4, like if it was a blitz game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like that. Yeah.
I was wondering about this, but you still have queen f5, if anything, and
or just
well, I don't know,
g3.
Oh no,
even.
this is,
Actually, I could take on d6.
and this is still defending. I don't know, bishop.
Oh, for some reason I thought my rooks were doubled. Yeah, never mind.
Queen c4. Well, I don't think queen c4 should work. Tactics are still there.
King b1. Oh wait, sorry, my bishop. Yeah. Ooh, okay, I see the issue. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying, man. That's an annoying move.
There's always something to calculate, you notice. I don't know. You might get away with bishop g3 or something like that.
And then queen a2.
Queen a2. Yeah, there's also this. Queen a2, I don't know, because of rook takes e7 looks crushing.
Is it though? Like queen a2, rook e7, king e7, queen g7. Okay, yeah. The d4, the d5 pawn helps us out there.
Yeah.
Still, this is kind of annoying. Still, yeah.
Maybe you can just play this. I don't know. Queen f5.
Oh, I love my queen where it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's a nice spot, and you have to consider g6 even here. In queen f5 g6 is kind
what
of
about
annoying.
g3?
What? Sorry.
G3.
Oh, g3. Well, g3. I like this. Didn't consider it, but it might be the cleanest.
H5.
I don't think you can take here.
H4, I mean.
H4.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks kind of desperate though. Rook takes, and you still have this tactic. Yeah, this looks completely crushing. Because queen takes, and queen takes with check. Yeah, you're doing great. Here. Yeah, once you put the queen on g6, I mean, once you see this, you don't even need to calculate further. It's clear that here black is it's basically positionally dead. I mean, unless you blunder something, black should be losing within a few moves, I think. Yeah, bishop g5 is the move. I think it's the only move here to get a great advantage. But you actually played this move. This one puzzled me.
I thought, okay, I remember this game. I thought for a long time in this move, and I calculated really deeply. There were two lines that are kind of trick lines. They're traps. There's two variations here that are traps for black. But I just simply miscalculated, and I spent so much time on it, and then I thought to myself, I already, well, you know, it's the what is it, Kotov's, you know, I spent all this time thinking about it. I might as well just play it. But yeah, I overlooked the fact that he didn't have to recapture. I thought he had to recapture on c3 for some reason. I thought like queen c3, b takes c3. I thought I just miscalculated. I thought, oh, he has to go rook takes c3, get that pawn, and he doesn't have to.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Then bishop takes, and
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a misevaluation really, and your opponent didn't take, which is incredible. But this is just a good Sicilian endgame for him, I think.
Yeah, my pawns are crushed.
Yeah, he's gonna play bishop to f6. This one is falling for sure, but it's not even the point. He's putting the rooks on the c file. He has this majority for later. Yeah, he has everything going for him now. I mean, to get these pawns, you might be even eager to sacrifice some pawn, but black got it for free. I mean, he has a great pawn structure. This is your ideal Sicilian endgame where you have full control of the c file. These are isolated on an open file, doubled. Yeah, so this one is falling victim to black's pieces soon. Yeah, it was really a misevaluation probably. So yeah, you basically thought that he had to take. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
And your opponent might have thought the same because he didn't play this, which looks like a simple solution. He went king f8. I mean, if anything,
He,
just castle now that you can. I don't get king f8 really. Maybe the fact that this pawn is on h5.
mouse, it could have been a mouse
Think-
slip. It could have been a mouse slip.
Oh yeah, that's more like king f8. Yeah, because the rooks are disconnected, doesn't make much sense. And now you took on c7. I mean, this is still a much better version than you would get if he takes on c3, so that's all right. I don't know how good it is now to play queen d3. I mean, his position, it's incredible, but it's just tempo and his position is completely different. Now he can think about something like this, and his pieces are really active. You can't really do that much. I mean, you can't go far because of this. So I think taking here is not unreasonable now. But now this is he still has some problems to solve this time. This rook on on h8 is somewhat problematic. And you're still threatening some stuff here, so this is not entirely easy. He plays a really ugly move though. He plays f6.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I guess he wants to play G5.
Yeah, funny thing is he could have played right away if he wanted. I mean, it's still supported, so. And yeah, f6 is, well, it's a concession. How do you think he should try to unravel here? It's not easy really.
G5 is not terrible right away.
d5.
Yeah.
It does have a point because this threat is it's tough to face really. I mean, you don't have the time to play rook d7 and bishop f6. I mean, rook d7, rook e1, and you don't get to play bishop f6. Yeah, g5 might be even necessary. I don't know. I mean, I'm really trying to make this rook work, but it's impossible. I mean, something like h4, rook h5, but again, there's no time. You do have this. Yeah, I guess so. So f6, rook d1. Well, maybe that's the reason he played this. He was aware of the trick. In that case, I have to say kudos to him because he went really far and saw that trick. Otherwise, it's hard to explain. I mean, f6 is still an ugly move, and I wouldn't make. I would try to find another way, but that makes an ugly positional mistake. If that was his point of view, a good prophylactic move, you might say. Still not being a good move. King d2. King d2 is not a good move for a very concrete reason. He played g5, which is not great, but he does have a move. I mean, he solved part of his problems. You can invade here, but he still can defend. It's not the end of the world. It's not nice for him. He has holes on the light squares, and that can be a problem in the long run. But now he needs to activate the remaining piece that's doing nothing and that has some perspectives. How do you do it?
Well, he
Where do
could
we put them?
like target c2 and then b4.
Yeah, rook a8 is well, it's the most natural move. I mean, and c3 before, yeah, it could be an option. Or maybe a5 to prepare it if we're not ready to just play it right now. I mean, this is the most natural way. And it's a perfectly valid
Oh
choice.
wait. No. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was just looking at rook c5, but that undefends e7. So.
Yeah.
But that's a weakness of mine is d5. That's always looming over my head. how do I defend that? That's partly why I played king d2 to try to deal with that.
Yeah, and that's the curious thing about it. Now the king gets in the way. And he does have a way to put pressure on d5. Not with this rook though.
I guess, that hint, h4, rook h5.
Yeah, this is not easy though. I mean, it's a great move. Again, it's hard to criticize you or your opponent for not finding it because we don't usually think of the ranks as valid roads for the rooks, but sometimes we can activate them through them. This is something you see grandmasters do a lot.
I'm starting to. There's actually a line in a variation of the Caro-Kann I play in the classical Caro-Kann as white, where rook h4 is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And I've been looking into that. I don't quite understand it. I know that it can support. Sometimes you can put it on like later on g4 attacking g7, and I think you can also slide slide it all the way to like rook a4, rook b4. But that's I'm starting to there's some openings like that where you do it. That's what reminds me of this position.
Yeah, those rook sorties are sometimes they have that. I mean, you don't necessarily use the rook if your opponent plays to prevent it, but the rook is well placed there, and it's always threatening stuff. The same happened, for example, with the rook a3 in the Benoni. That sometimes is a thing, or in the I think it's the Rui Lopez. Sometimes rook a3, rook e3, or rook e3 but for rook g3. Sometimes you don't end up actually attacking with it, but it's always looming, and the rook is well placed there, and it's not
gives you options.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of limits your opponent because of that. In this case, well, the idea is very direct. It's just rook h5, and the rook is awesome on h5. I mean, it was doing absolutely nothing, and suddenly you have problems defending this. You might even have to go back, but that's really sad. It's tough to defend now. Your pieces are kind of stuck. If you play rook e3, you lose the bishop. Rook e4 might be it. But again, there's rook h5, rook e4, rook c4.
Rook e6?
Rook e6, okay. Oh no, still this is...
Yeah, but then he beats me to it.
Yeah, it's with check.
He beats me to it.
Yeah, it's with...
Defending, okay. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, this puts a lot of problems, really. Again, it's not easy to spot. I mean, it's... maybe with the technique of asking your pieces how they feel. In Rosen style, you know about that one?
Yeah, I ask myself that. Like, well, I just say like, yeah, like if I could like, well, first of all, which piece is not active, and if I could put it anywhere on the board, where would I like to have it? Yeah.
The ideal square technique. Yeah. You just think about where would you put the piece if you could just grab it and leave it anywhere in the board. Yeah. That he played g5, and he actually... This move is so bad because it really cancels his rook. It's incredible, but that's the biggest problem with it, most likely. You played bishop g3. How do you choose this against bishop e3.
Well,
That's what
I just want to make note that this was a 30-0 game, and I'm down to 4 minutes, no increment. So I was in a little bit of a
so
time,
this
a little
was
bit. Yeah, but even so, that to me,
maybe you don't want to
I,
close,
I,
temporarily close.
I just didn't want to block those rooks. And I thought it might be nice. I mean, that this diagonal, how are you supposed to say diagonal? Are you supposed to go from the bottom up when you say like G1, A7? Or do you go from left to right? It's bottom up?
Yeah, it's bottom up. G1,
Okay.
A7.
It's always bottom up. Okay. I always wondered about that. Okay. Yeah, so the G1, A7 diagonal is not bad because we could maybe pop into B6, A5, and or D5. So I don't know. To me, that was just more natural, and to not block the rooks mainly.
Yeah, but again, if we can choose a square for this bishop, a stable square where we can actually keep it, D4 looks excellent. It's controlling both wings. This is off the table forever, so this pawn is quite safe now. We can support it with c3. That kind of allows us to play c3, put the bishop on d4, and not have to worry about these pawn breaks, at least not so much. And on g3, well, it's not doing that. It's not doing such.
I was planning to reroute it to f2, but I guess it would have been a lot more efficient to just go via the e3 route, e3 to d4.
Yeah, you play this in any case after h4, but yeah, here you're doing it directly. I mean, h4
save on gas. Yeah.
Yeah, h4 makes sense, but he has to follow it up with h3, I think, and fits your pawns on dark squares. That would make a lot of sense for the end game, at least. Yeah, playing h3 now and fits in these pawns here. I mean, you have to play g3, I guess, otherwise this rook is excellent. And then this could be a real problem for you in the endgame. The pawn can become dangerous. Like he didn't. He played rook hc8 again. Natural, yeah, but a bit of a routine move. c3, right, bishop f8, bishop d4, of this. It's pretty natural. And he goes for rook exchange. Here you take right away. And I mean, at the very least, you can play rook e6 and save a tempo on this. Because now he has to take because of...
Yeah, I considered this, but then I thought after rook e6, rook takes e6, and then rook takes e6, and then rook e8, I thought...
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that is what I missed. Yeah. That's exactly what I missed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he would have to play this and be turn. In this case, you play this and went into e6, you have the same position, but it's him to play. You don't have to go for rook e6, though. I mean, it's okay, but he's also defending everything.
Yeah, I thought I could always do it later. Like, it wasn't... Yeah, it didn't seem like time sensitive.
Yeah, this is tough. We need to find a plan to make progress. You did so a couple of moves later. Maybe you have to do this immediately instead of playing it now, because imagine this with the rook coming to a1. It will make much more sense. Then you'll crush into
that's a good plan. Yeah.
Oh, even without before, it makes a lot of sense.
I kind of remember what happened here. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, what do you think you should play? This one? I think this one is important.
Yeah, things got a little bit messy here. I think A3 is what the computer recommended, which is, I considered it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you played a3. It's
oh,
not
I-
bad. It's not. This is not the critical moment. I'm just confused. A5. This is a really bad move. This is, ouch. This is a mistake. It's not that easy to spot, but you.
I think it was F4 or C4. I mean, I think this was a computer's move was C4, and then we run the B pawn. But that is a bit above my pay grade, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, C4 is alright though. You can do the same by playing A4.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Yeah, A4 is really strong. I mean, it's a typical breakthrough though. Yeah, having 2 minutes.
Yeah, that and this is that type of thing. I'm really bad at calculating when there's multiple pawn captures. I'm really bad at that. And yeah, with no increment, I was I was a little bit pressured.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's
He played really fast. I mean, maybe I played a little slow, but he had like 25 minutes here. Like he played like a bullet, like a blitz game the whole game.
Yeah, it almost cost him. And yeah, having this dominant position, your pawn is going to be stronger than his. And if pawn, this is the most interesting. If pawn b5, this one is under control, and the b pawn is at the very least getting to b6. This will never be a thing. Sorry, bishop d8 because of rook takes, defending the pawn. You're just going to take care of these pawns. I mean, you can even get the king to the queen side. Your opponent is completely tied down here. You play b6 and yeah, I think you got him here. It was hard to spot. You played king e3, a takes b, a takes b, rook a2, and now this is tough for both. King f3.
Ooh, I'm down to 1:50 here.
And now he makes, I mean, this is the typical mistake. Whose rook is better in any case? I think it's his at this. Rook is really active. It's annoying you. He should probably keep it. And he changes, and he makes an awful move. This one is very bad.
Oh, I think again I had c4.
Yeah. In this case, it's way more clear. I mean, he's going to the other side. These pawns are just way too far from giving you any kind of problems. So yeah, c4 is just crashing now. I think you actually win a piece. B takes b5. And you need something against this, but you don't have the time. Bishop d8, b6, and nets b7, bishop a7, and b8. It really looks inevitable. But yeah, this breakthrough is actually more, and it may be easier to spot because the only way you're going to get the passed pawn out of this is with c4. I mean, you have this under control, of no use going king d3 and c4. I mean, that just makes no sense.
By the way, one of the viewers in the stream right now is one of your students, your past students, Zach. He says hi.
Zach, yeah. Hi, Zach. Yeah, he's still a student.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes he pops in and we watch how you're doing in your tournaments. So we're like, we're rooting for you. So I keep updating the chess results page to see.
Yeah, when I lose, I come back and I always think, oh, I have to tell the guys.
Yeah, you got the added pressure now. People watching you.
Yeah, I know. People watch. Yeah.
It's good. It's good to you got to stay accountable.
Yeah. It motivates you though.
Yeah.
Well, you played h3. Makes sense. I mean, sort of. It's not like you're blocking these pawns or anything, but this is still there. He played a5, and c4 is still a thing.
Yeah, once you
Computer
make,
gave bishop f6. Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, like
So
once you miss the idea once, you'll usually miss it the rest of the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard to notice it after this. Well, the game kept going, but here you have a minute and not nearly enough to play this correctly. uh, I mean, he's really decided to leave the queen side alone because he even plays king h5. At some point, he should play in f7 and keep this under control.
Yeah, it's funny that we both
Because,
missed the breakthrough idea.
yeah, and he even goes for this. Now you play king f4, and oops, suddenly he has to go back to g6. But yeah, you have no time, and I mean you're just playing back and forth, and it's completely normal.
Did I
Now this
flag
should
or
be
did I lose on the? I think I lost on the board.
yeah. In the end, yeah, it had a lot to do with the time, of course. But yeah, you finally got a losing position at some point. I wonder about bishop f6 here. Isn't that a winning endgame? Maybe I think.
Hard to say. I think that might be that looks Josh. First glance, like I would take.
That's a really tough decision. Bishop f6, bishop takes, king takes.
Yeah, and then c4.
c4, b takes, b5, c3. That's a tough one.
Wait, what? B. Can you start? So.
Yeah, after bishop f6, bishop takes f6,
Yeah.
king takes f6.
C4.
If we play c4 right away, b takes c4, b5, e3. If we try to keep this pawn under control, he's going to aid his king with this one.
Yeah, then c6.
And then b6.
Oh, b6.
f3. Yeah, f3, and we can take, and we're going to promote at the same time, I guess.
But he'll have a bishop though. Oh no, sorry,
No,
we
because
traded. Right.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I'm worried. I guess he'll take on h3, maybe.
Yeah, one of the pawns is going to fall.
Because he'll queen first, right?
Yeah.
And then then he'll get this, and then probably he should win that, I guess. But if
it's really tough, but
I would play that though.
That's
Like if I had 54 seconds, I would. That's my best chance. It's my only.
You have to.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'll just move around and flag me.
What about bishop d2? Don't you have c4 again? I don't know if it's the same.
I almost wonder about bishop c5. Probably doesn't work.
Whoa.
His king is too close.
Yeah, he's going to stop both pawns with the king.
Oh wait, that doesn't quite. Okay, doesn't quite work.
I think c4 doesn't work here, just barely, because he also has this pawn. Well, wait a minute, king e2. Don't know about this. We have this under control now, and this is. No, c3 can't be played. If c3 can't be played, then this might be your last shot to win the game. That bishop d2 looked really strange to me. Uh, yeah, again, this pawn is running fast. And it might not be so simple, though. There's still bishop a5, and this king has to control these 2 pawns, which is not going to be easy. Yeah, because if you go something like this, you don't just get to put the bishop there. The pawn start running.
Bishop
very
F2.
complicated.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Bishop F2. I was thinking about.
F2 now. C3.
And then King E2.
King E2.
Oh wait, never mind. We can't stop it.
E2. Yeah.
Bishop E3.
You still have this though, yeah. Bishop B6.
Yeah, I guess Bishop C1.
Bishop C1. Yeah, we have to. Well, we can't really stop the king from coming.
King H5.
No.
The king is. It can't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, King F6.
King D3 and King E5. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, it looks like you're in trouble now because the pawn is just blocked. Yeah, actually, white is in danger now. It makes sense. Black is a pawn up, and he's threatening to.
Wait, it's our turn. It's white to move.
Yeah, it's white to move.
I don't know about Bishop F4.
Bishop F4. Okay. Well, the simple move is C1 followed by King E5. So, but in that case, you might hold the draw. Yeah, here you're still fighting quite well. And this is not easy to win.
Or I was wondering, possibly even Bishop B2 is enough, because then we can play King D2.
The problem is then King G5, and that enables F4. That's my only concern.
Well, but then we have Bishop A3.
Yeah,
maybe.
So Bishop B2, King G5,
Bishop
and now
A3.
Bishop A3.
Yeah.
Well, Bishop A3 you still can't take. You have to play this at some point. Don't know if now.
Or even King F3.
King F3. So we start. Well, but this is a problem now.
Can he? Let me think. What about? Okay. Sorry, I'm stubborn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That seems to be a problem.
That's fine. I mean, all of this is very complicated, I guess. Yeah, I wonder if you have to go for this and really try to hold, but doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, here you seem to be still alive. I don't know how he's going to. Well, he chooses. This is funny because he chooses just a worse version. Why would you not? It's changed here. Maybe he was thinking about, okay, King F4, King F6, and now win the opposition. But it's not even necessary. You can play King 3-3 here, and you're not losing the opposition, I think. I don't know, C4, B takes C, B5, C3, King E2, F4, yeah, and he gets there first again. The thing is, you play King F4, King F6, and it's your turn, and that's a problem. And he's getting here, yeah. So instead, what if we play...
Yeah, King D3, I remember. I think unless it was a puzzle I'm thinking of. No, I might be thinking of there's a puzzle that was very similar to this, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a puzzle just like this, but yeah, go king d3 and then we can go into to f4, or king e3 rather, and then go into f4. But we might even be able to just escort the c pawn.
Is this enough? Let's see, king g6.
Well, can't we just play c4 here?
c4, we take c, it's almost the same.
He'll have pants. It's called pants, right?
Oh,
Dvoretsky.
The ones that are separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the pawns go like that, you know.
Yeah. c3 of, yeah. I don't know if he can make progress here. Not really convinced. Because anytime he plays king g5, king here, f4, king e4, he's losing this pawn. Though you're going to lose this one for sure. But now c4, we take b5. He won't enter the square. This pawn is so annoying. We take c. Now that he doesn't have enough pawn to
make pants. He's a one-legged pant. Yeah.
He should be able to play this to get into the square. Otherwise, he.
Well. King e5, and then he won't get there in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like it's like a study.
I put this study in the lessons chapter. Sorry. And this is still tricky. You probably can hold this. I don't know. King e3. Because king f6, king f4, king g6, and you just stay put, and every time he plays king f6, you have to play king f4. I mean, these are corresponding squares, clearly. If you step there first, then you're basically lost. Because he will...
it's a mined square.
He will penetrate with the king, yeah. But at least you have to keep him away from that. And it seems that this is not working. This is, every time he plays f4, he loses the f pawn, and then c4 runs really quickly. It's really surprising, but it looks like you can hold. Unfortunately, you went for king f4 right away. And king f6, and now he can, if he centers, start grabbing pawns. And c4 is not enough here. c3, so unfortunate that he's even with, and you play b6. This is still
I tried.
This is still tougher. f3, b6, f2, here, c2, b7, but unfortunately he can give this a check. Oh my god.
I had like 20 seconds.
No, definitely. This is the final position. But very interesting game. All along, you had a better position out of the opening as usual. But then maybe you lost a bit of steam when you had to open up the position, which is something I saw that happen to you in the past, I think.
And sometimes I let my guard down because it's like I often do, the first half goes quite smoothly and pretty easy, and sometimes it's too easy, and then I just kind of let off the gas a little bit because I get complacent.
Yeah. And especially in the Sicilian, it goes like that. I mean, the window of opportunity is so narrow. Yeah, I mean, it's a move or two. And then, I mean, you saw it. If your opponent plays bishop, e7, and castles, that's it. He might be even better in some positions. So yeah, when you played f4, e takes f, yeah, bishop d4 was a kill. After that, you got some other opportunities with bishop g5. But yeah, you really have to put energy in that's a crucial point in the game. If he gets you castle, then well, it's going to be tough. And if he doesn't, well, the game concludes in your favor quickly. And in the lessons study, are you here? No.
Let me jump
It's
there.
always easy lessons 2.
Okay, I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I put some
4.
thoughts.
I know the 3. I don't know the 4 though.
Yeah, this one is a bit tougher. The principle is the same. I mean, it's the breakthrough. But it's a bit tougher because if you take a look at the position of the kings, even if you promote first, he will promote and give you checkmate.
It's a lot tougher. Yeah, I can't just automatically push the middle pawn. Who originally composed the 3 and 3? What you think that was Richard or that was Reti? No.
31, chapter 31. This one.
No. I'm just wondering. No. The here the famous 3 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Ruben Fine, maybe.
Yeah, this 3 and this 3.
I wonder. Maybe it was.
Really no, that's not all position.
Yeah, maybe it's not even. Maybe that's like back in like Lucina days. Oh, zipper.
After trying to get it. Oh, he has the cone.
Yeah, he's still kind of eating himself a little bit there.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this one is. And as you know, I'm so bad with, like, as I said earlier, the multiple pawn options. Oh, it's like what, it's just so many combinations. I'm always weak at this.
In this case, there is a rationality to it. I mean, if you break through and you promote first, you might even lose to your opponent promoting one move later, but checking and checkmating you. So this is really tough. The question is, where do you have to promote? On which square?
Oh, well, that would be F8.
Yeah, it has to come with check.
Okay, so we have to. Okay, so we need this pawn to run, which means we need the pawn to capture on E5 or G5. But I almost wonder, I was just, before you said that, I was thinking like maybe, I'm wondering if it's almost Zugzwang's situation where I want to move the king first. And if black to move a pawn is not good for him, then we might get into a bit of a dance here. I was thinking about that. Maybe even like then we promote.
He might get the king too close. That's another problem you have.
For some reason, I thought he could only go here. Yeah, I didn't even think he could go backwards.
And he's still going for your pawns.
Yeah, that's way too close.
Yeah, for example, if you put a pawn on f5, after the exchanges, he might play king c5 and he's already there.
Yeah. Okay, well, if we go back to the idea of queening on f8, let's just go Russian style. I'll just go brute force method of calculating. So
e5.
yeah, so if e5, F5.
Okay, F5 is bad. That's a good start. F5 loses.
I think then I have H5.
Yeah, excellent. Because if you take, pawn takes,
Yeah,
and you're going to stop the pawn.
Yeah. I recognize that type of breakthrough.
Yeah. And if pawn takes, this one is interesting.
Sorry, that's E5, F5, H5, and then GH.
Yes.
Well, I just play G5.
Actually, no, because he will promote at the same time as you, but...
Sorry. E5, F5, H5, GH.
Oh, sorry, G5, yeah, you had to play H take, and then F takes, and then H4, yeah, that's right.
Zipper, sorry. You're being naughty. Sometimes he does that when I'm in time pressure, and then he did that. Yeah, and then okay, sorry. So E5, if E5, F5, and then
H5.
Yeah, and then you were saying G5. Oh no, you H5 and then GH, and then I said G5.
But then H takes.
H takes, and if F takes. Oh, and I'm going to get mated. Yeah, if my king wasn't okay.
This one loses, but you still need to focus on promoting an F pawn, whichever pawn you can think of. That's on the F file.
Wait, but I have no options other than to play G5.
You do have an option. I mean,
no,
E5, F5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E5, F5, H5. Oh, I can take
on F5.
Yeah, but okay, but I'm not getting the check. But I guess I'll be one move before him.
You don't get it if you take. If you start running, you do.
No, but it's. I mean, I thought we had to promote on F8, but I guess here I can just go like EF. We will just promote the E pawn, and
and this is too slow because you already get to.
Oh, and then we have Queen A8.
Yeah, and we promote way too quickly. He doesn't get to promote at the same time. That's the difference. Because he spends an extra tempo taking. That's the problem. So you promote.
That's where he loses the tempo.
Yeah, by taking.
It's kind of funny. I don't really think I don't think of it as losing a tempo, but it is.
Yeah, it's a loss of tempo in a way. And otherwise you play F6 and you promote with check. So E5, F takes E5 is also the only move. And now we're almost set to start running, but we have to take care of this one.
No. If H5, I'm just looking at H5.
Yeah, it's the only one that makes sense. I mean, if you take, you don't have a path pawn, and if H5. If G takes H, what happens?
G5.
Remember, we have to promote here.
I just thought we might be quick enough. No, you stay here. I thought maybe, so if GH, G5. I thought
He will take first and then play.
Okay, it'll still be mate. Okay, sorry. Okay, so instead, well, I guess F5, and if he, yeah, okay, sorry, yeah, it's obvious now.
You
F5.
just run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no way of stopping it. You check. This pawn will get to H2, or this will get to E2. Doesn't matter. You check.
So
so G takes G5 loses.
yeah, I'm just
But it's
wondering.
not the only move.
Yeah, I was just going to say it was E5. Okay, so if he takes on F4,
That's the problem.
then
We're not getting.
yeah, if we go King B1, then he just defends it. Oh wait, no.
No, you don't get into the square because King B1.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And you get.
Okay, so then. Yeah, we're not even remotely close. So
That's why E5 doesn't recapping. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So E5 doesn't
work.
work.
Yeah, there's E4, which is really annoying. So we have to find another way.
It would be interesting if this ever came up in a game. This would be very unusual for the pawns like this and the kings.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
In king and pawn endgames, this happens. Maybe not this exact weird position, but pawn breakthroughs with the necessity of promoting with check, for example, this can easily happen in a real game. I've had endgames with breakthroughs, maybe not quite like this one, but it is still useful to know. I lost one in a rapid tournament, I remember, where I just completely missed the G5 that, and my opponent 8 pawn ran down the board.
Yeah, they're easy to miss, breakthroughs. Okay, well,
yeah, easy to me.
my second line that I would look at would be G5, just because it's not the F pawn, because and it's possible like it ends up being the F pawn anyway. We can always replace it, but I don't think so. So I want to look at G5, and I'm not sure what the best reply for black would be. I guess he has to take it. Otherwise, I'm just going to take on H6 or F6.
Yeah, we need to pick one and take.
Yeah, I guess he'll take towards the edge. So I guess he would. So G5 FG, and then yeah, and then if I go H5, I think we're still too slow there. Because
are we?
Oh, but no. Well, so G5 FG H5 GH, and then yeah, okay, then I take on F6 and then H4 F7 H3, and then we check. Oh, this actually seems very familiar now. I think this might actually be in Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual.
It probably is. I don't remember if it's there really. But
I remember seeing this somewhere, I think.
This doesn't work though. I'm sorry, that's not the move. That was a mouse slip. It's G takes F. You still have the same problem. He's promoting with check. Actually, G5 is also refuted by H takes G. Because you don't get an F pawn. I mean, if you just start trading on G5, nothing much is happening. And if you want to get this pass pawn, which is what makes sense after getting rid of the H pawn with F5, the problem is again the same. I mean, G takes F, and you're not promoting an f pawn, so you're getting checkmated somewhere. So again, it's not g5. E5 with the idea, I mean, this idea there to then push the f pawn.
Okay,
Barely
so
didn't work with.
I'm gonna go the other side then. Wait, so I'm trying to remember why the e5 didn't quite work. Maybe because he's
Because of this intermediate move was so annoying. I mean, when you played h5, he took on f4, and you didn't get promoted on f pawn. You promoted here. That was the reason. When he played h5, when you played h5 to assure that you have an f pawn, he took on f4 instead of playing alone. And you're not promoting on f8. That was the reason e5 wasn't working. But what about h5?
I was going to say that, but that's why I was wondering why this didn't work. But I ended up promoting here. So if I invert that whole thing, if pushing the e pawn ended up promoting on g8, then you would think pushing the h pawn, if you mirror it, this should promote on f8. Just thinking about it, like, yeah.
If g takes h, now you do play e5, and there's no pawn takes. I mean, e takes f6,
and if he pushes f5, I just take, and then I'll promote on e8. I think
exactly f5. You just
I have just enough time. Yeah, for some reason I think here, I think that it's too slow.
Yeah, but black played e takes f. That took one full tempo.
That always gets me, like that he loses the tempo. I don't think of it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally you would have needed to push this pawn to keep to keep up with white. But when you play this,
if I calculated this like in a tournament game, I would have just forgotten that he loses the tempo with this capture. It's
yeah, I mean, the one way of looking at it is that with this pawn already on e5, white playing first, black is the one who's playing catch up. I mean, he should play h4 to be on the same terms with white, but instead he's choosing to take a pawn. So okay, he has fallen behind a lot in e6, and you get there first by a while, good while. So after e5, yeah, f takes e, and now you made him open the doors.
Yeah, then just f5.
And you can just push, and that's it. You're going to play f6, f7, and f8. I mean, simple but quite tough at the same time. I mean, you have 4 pawn moves at the beginning, not easy to spot which one is best. But yeah.
So that would be an interesting if I wonder if like if the kings were here, but maybe I wonder if his king is that would be interesting. Would our goal then be just to run the G pawn? Maybe not, because this might not open up.
Yeah, that's a tough question. A lot of things change. Maybe, for example, if black gets an f pawn, you do get the time to get to the pawn. I don't know. It'd
have to be calculated, and then same thing here. And these, for me, it's just really, really, really difficult to calculate because there's so many combinations, and then you got to keep track of them all.
They are tough. They're definitely tough. I think with the kings here, h5 should still work. I mean, g takes. Oh no, e5, h takes.
Yeah, because I would end up promoting here.
Yeah, it's of no use. Actually, white isn't
But wasn't
danger.
there was a one line where I did promote here. That's when I played e5. So maybe I could play e5 then.
E5, F takes E. Oh, but there's a pawn on E6. It's not going to be
Oh,
checked.
right. It's not that simple.
And he can, in this case, I think he can even take like this. I mean, E5, F takes. H5, pawn takes, because it doesn't matter really.
Actually, he might even be able to just... Yeah, maybe he could even just... Oh, maybe not. Never mind. I was gonna. I thought he.
Check is ruining it for white. Yeah, definitely doesn't seem like it's going to work. You can just take twice, and none of them seem to work. Yeah, I don't know how they manage to compose this stuff. It's so hard. I mean, you put a piece where it doesn't belong, and it just messes everything up. It's really a tough job of being a composer.
Yeah, and like if the kings were up here, that's kind of interesting because there is this. This might work for white here.
Yeah, there's no checkmate. That's a lot.
Oh right, yeah. In that. Well, what about his king here then, and my king still here?
Well, I think it's actually not that good for white in the sense that even though there's no checkmate, we might still promote at the same time.
It'd be a draw, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if these pawns were here,
but I'm still threatening still threatening to promote with check though.
Yeah, you can try and promote the e pawn. It's hard though. I can't think of a way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like G5
takes,
and then so takes and then F5. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, yeah. And at the very least, his king, you think, can just defend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe if I want to, just works maybe in this exact position
with the pawns arranged like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very hard to.
I'm sure the people that create the studies, they go through so many trial and errors to make it just work.
Yeah, and now at least they have the tools to make sure.
Yeah.
They have engines, but in the past, I don't know how they were so accurate.
Yeah, they had a lot more free time, I think. Yeah, and they had no like internet to distract them. They just by candlelight, you know.
Yeah, it's impressive because there are so many old styles that are extremely accurate, even though they are so complicated, and still don't know how they did it. Well, these are other two. I don't know if you want to go through them or if you want to have them as exercises. They are tough, so it might be.
Okay, maybe I'll do them on. Yeah, maybe I'll do them on stream when I do my puzzles, and
that's good. They are on the same theme. Of course, you have to promote this part.
This one looks more interesting than the other one to me. Yeah.
This is a really nice one. This style is awesome.
Looks like we're playing Go, not chess.
Yeah, there are some nice tricks though. For example, even though it doesn't seem that dangerous, and you might say, "Oh, we can just push." Well, in that case, King G3 and his checkmate.
I'm sure if it's a competition, I'm sure there's a lot of tricks. It won't be straightforward.
Yeah. There are many tactics like that. This one is really impressive once you get into it.
Can before I let you,
I will lead them both.
Before I let you go, can I ask what are you doing? Because you said you have some upcoming tournaments. What are you doing, if anything, to prepare for them?
Yeah, for now, I'm going through my games from the Argentine Championship, which I didn't get time to
fully analyze. And this last tournament, I mean, I have to see where I went wrong, and especially what I'm doing wrong. As of now, I think for what I've seen, I'm having a lot of trouble in the final part of the game. I mean, not necessarily the end game, but when we get down to 20 minutes or in time trouble, then I'm blundering some of them. It's like a lose intensity.
Do
by
you
a whole lot?
you think how's your energy?
Yeah, that's something that's not looking great because
We're getting older. That's the
I-
problem. And then you're playing all these
it
young
looks like I'm
kids.
lacking. Yeah, I'm playing a lot of kids, and the openings. It's not like I had big trouble, but in the Argentine Championship I did run into some impressive preparations.
Scary.
Something has to be done about that. Of course, preparing more is one thing, but I need more variety too. I noticed because if I play the same defense or opening all the time, then it's going to be tough going into tournaments into the future. It's people are really well prepared, and there are so many online games that you can see, and you have this function of the opening tree that so easy to prepare for an opponent.
Well, I assume you have alternate accounts that you practice on.
Now I do.
But maybe you should close your old ones. You know.
Well, it's really funny that I see that people are closing their accounts. It's I wouldn't have expected that. I won't close my account. I mean, I still have to give lessons and have some presence online.
What you can do is like play some blitz and stuff, but make some like throw people off by play a lot of openings that you won't play over the board, you know.
Exactly. I'm going to start playing alternative openings for sure.
And the tournament that you were just at, was it like the first day was one round and then you had 2 rounds per day, was it?
Yeah, this last tournament was like that. The first day was only 1 round and then 2 rounds a day.
But normally, are you used to 1 round per day?
Not really.
Oh, you
I'm
do
actually
2.
more
Okay.
used to this format.
Oh, okay.
2 rounds a day. Yeah,
Okay.
It's way more common.
Okay, because I think in Europe it's mostly 1 per day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're spoiled
the
over there.
events are 1 per day. I mean it's.
So
all
okay,
the
so you're
national
used to that.
championships and the big opens are like that.
But you still did you did overall pretty well. Like you got 5 out of 7. It's just that I think you drew the 2050.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a disaster. I lost some rating points, but it wasn't it was a normal tournament, all things considered.
You finished about where you started, like place wise, close to. I think you were 8 or.
Oh, I was the exit. Yeah.
Yeah, you were pretty. So that was fine. When's your next one? Do you know?
I don't really know. I don't know where I'm going from here.
But do you get lots of options? Like.
Yeah. From now till the end of the year, there are many tournaments. I wanted
3 to 4.
Play the semifinals of the Argentinian Championship. But I'm not going to be able to attend. That's 2 weeks from now. So I will search for something in October most likely. I don't think
That's a good time.
getting there.
Line.
Yeah, and it also gives me some time to prepare, so I don't just go and bat my head against a wall.
Yeah, and is it usually all the same players to these tournaments?
No, I mean there are some players who are really active and are in many of them.
Ponce.
But there are a lot of different players in any. Yeah, in these opens you can basically expect anyone to appear, and there are many players. So,
I'm currently scheduled because I'm playing in that open next week, that giant open, and currently I'm on pace to be scheduled or to be paired against a 400 rated opponent. First round, 400. So I better not lose or draw, because that, oh man, my rating will nosedive there.
Don't worry about it. I mean, it's a 400-point difference, and then it doesn't matter.
No. His rating is 400. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Here I don't think we have that limit. I think that's FIDE.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I played these kids that are like 2100 online, and they're like 800 over the board. And then I draw them, and then it just kills my rating. That's why I've had tournaments where I'm like, even if you score 5.5 out of 6, you can still lose like 30 points. Yeah, I know so it's like a sand. It's like a quicksand.
That's to be revised. That's
yeah.
That's really odd.
Yeah, and it's mostly kids.
Kids are.
And also, the higher you go, like you don't lose many points, right? Like for FIDE, like when you are really high, you only lose like a couple points.
Yeah, when you cross 2400, there's a coefficient that applied to the formula changes the how much your rating varies. It's called K.
The K factor. Yeah.
A higher K means a wider variation. So you start with K40, which means I think it means you can lose or win up to 40 points in a single game. Not entirely sure, but I think it goes like that. And I have K10 at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if you beat Magnus Carlsen, you get 10 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not more than that.
Yeah.
You win less, but you also don't drop off.
Yeah, so it's
quickly.
Not as many swings. I guess because the rating, once you get that high, the ratings are a lot more established, so they don't need to swing as much.
Yeah, we'll see. I just crossed 2400, and now I pulled a little bit back. So,
but the good thing is for your IM title, you only had to hit that 2400 once, right?
Exactly.
So you can relax
that's
now.
The important thing right now.
Yeah. So you just have to get the 2 more norms, right? You have 1 norm.
2 more. Yeah.
It's
tough. I would like to find a tournament where I can play for it, but it's tough.
Yeah, of course it's tough. But then that's what makes it so coveted, right? If it was easy, it wouldn't mean anything. So.
Yeah, no, it's tough to find the right tournaments. Also, that's the hardest part. Well, the hardest part is actually making the norm. But if you have many tournaments, you have many shots. Fortunately, now there are more organizers here that are putting up tournaments like that.
And you need how many countries? 3, or
3?
3 countries.
3 flags. Yeah.
Yeah, you got lots of time and chances and options still, and once these juniors get their ratings up, it will help.
Yeah, they're catching up quite quickly. So they are all. Some of them are already playing tournaments for norms. That's how strong they are. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks again. It was good to see you again. It's March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, about 5 months since our last lesson.
Yeah,
but
it's been a while. It's good to be back.
Yeah, but we have some more coming up, and I'm not sure if you want to do it like a week from now or because I will have the tournament next week, right?
Yeah.
So,
when does it start?
Isn't it Friday? Well, no, sorry. I'm leaving on. Yeah, I'm leaving Friday, but I'm going a day early. so I'm well rested. Otherwise, I have to get up about 3 a.m. and travel. So I'm going a day early, and then so Saturday will be the first round, and it's a 6-round open.
Okay, I'll leave it up to you. If you want to have a lesson prior to the tournament, we can try to schedule one. Otherwise, if you want to relax before you go to the tournament, it's no problem.
Yeah, it's not so much about relaxing. It's more about it might be nice to go over those high quality games.
Yeah,
6 high quality games, and since it is an open, if I do decently, I might have some games against some decent rated opponents.
Yeah, definitely. If you get some wins, then you're going to be paired with some strong player.
Yeah, my rating where it is, it's not going to change now, but if the distribution was a little bit different, I might have been playing a 2300 in the first round, because being at a and he has some famous games. Like he's played against Kevin Spraggett. You've heard of him, the strong Canadian, and
he's a legend.
Against Spassky. I think he beat Spassky before, but he moved to Portugal, and now he's still in Portugal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, even when he was in Canada, he often moved. He often lives in Portugal. He just loves it there. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll let you know in a day or two on if I want to wait till after the tournament.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you.